now. Come on. We're rolling. Hey, everybody.
That's right.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Real Brothers Live. I'm TL. That's my man, Stacy. And that's our brother, Guy. Welcome to our digital neighborhood. And we about to get it going. All right?
We were already getting it going.
So, Stace, yeah, I know you done had a couple tonight, but I'm gonna ask you to go ahead and give us those topics.
All right, what's up, everybody? You talking about real brothers from the real world? Welcome to the podcast tonight. We got 4 interesting topics. First, we'd like to say what's up to my man Guy. We're glad you were able to join us today. All right, so the 4 topics today, we have Haiti. There's a situation going on in Haiti here. A lot of people have been talking about it. It's been in the news lately, so we're going to talk about that. We have also click on the link. The link is in the group chat. Click on it and join the conversation. We're talking about Haiti. We're talking about Pan-African commandments. Should social media be regulated? That's going to be a good one. And also, how do you know that you're getting older? All right, so those are the 4 topics for today. All right, so once again, y'all, click on the link, join us, put your topics in there, and we love to hear from you. All right, so Guy, as customary evening, Pat, how you doing, man? Pat, click on the link and join us, man. We need to hear a different voice. So Guy,
yes, sir.
As customary, we're gonna have to change this because Guy not even a guest anymore, man. So this might be the last time that we come to you first.
So I got. I've been eating it,
You say, Guy?
I've been eating that for a while. You've been sunning me all over the place. I'm gonna go ahead and eat that because you big bro. So I'm gonna go ahead
and... Hey, before we get started, man, are we doing a random topic this week? Because I have one.
We are.
Do you have one?
What you got, Nike?
Anybody have a random topic?
I don't. Go ahead, Nike.
All right, so my random topic is basically just a statement, and then we can comment off of that statement because some shit happened, a couple days ago, and I was like, I felt some type of way about it. So just because we are pro-black, African, and brown doesn't mean we're anti anything else.
Right.
Our people have been suffering for centuries and generations. And now that we're trying to lift up and unite our people, some ignorant assholes want to try to portray that as prejudice or somehow racist. You know what I mean?
Did someone say something like this? Well,
wait. I mean, I just want to put it out there. I love all people.
Right.
I don't have a prejudice bone in my body. I love who love me. Right. But I love my black people. I love real brothers. You know what I'm saying? Right. There's a difference. Right. You can love somebody like, I love that person over there, but then you got love that's like family.
I was gonna say that, but that's like family though. I mean, is there anything wrong with that? I don't think you having 100% self-love doesn't mean that you're anti anybody else. What was said though, Nike? I mean, enlighten us.
It was just said that like my point of view on some of the stuff that I've been putting out there is prejudice. When I haven't said anything anti anything else. Only thing I'm saying when I put something out, it's pro-black, pro-African, Pan-African centric. You know what I'm saying?
And when you put it out there, basically what you're saying is we have to do better.
Pretty much,
not anti anybody. You saying, look, we got to do better.
When I put something out, we have to wake up.
Right.
We have to wake up. Time is running out. Time is running out. We got to wake up.
Right. Yeah. So somebody say that you being prejudiced, but with your points of view.
Yeah, somebody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody. Yeah.
Right.
I often wonder though, because you've never heard me say any. Like even if you look at my my sites, like my social media shit, whatever. Right. I ain't into that shit, but when you look at my social media shit, it's plenty of white people on there. I got white friends, or Like I have people that
don't say it, Nike. Some of my best
I'm
friends
saying
are
I
like,
got
don't
a
say
lot
it.
of white. I have a lot of white friends, man. No. I
I
know
have
people
5
say
white
that
people
shit
on my
like
house.
you know what I
You
mean,
can't
but
do it, Nike.
no, man. But I'm saying like I got real close white friends, man. You know what I'm saying? I live in a white neighborhood, so how can I be anti-white? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that don't make sense.
Right. Yeah. Well, God, what were you thinking, man? What were you thinking?
He was laughing because he thought I had one white friend.
No, I mean you gotta have a qualifier, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean by that? You gotta have a
that.
qualifier. What do you mean?
White folks been saying that about black folks, forever and a day. I got a white friend. I got a white best friend. That's their qualifier. That's what disqualifies them from being racist or practicing any prejudice acts. So
you guys know me. Do you think that I'm using that as a qualifier, or do you think do you think that
no? Because
I look
I
at
agree
other
with
people a
something you
different
said.
way?
But I think what my response to that, Nike, would be it has no difference. It makes no difference the fact that how many white people you know or how many white friends you have. I think the fact that the posts that you put up there are saying we have to do better. Basically, you looking at us saying, yo, we need to stop killing each other. We needed this, we needed that. So I think that's the difference. That says to me, you're more so talking about us, like you said, waking up. So that right there in itself is not anti anybody else.
And I'm trying to get my so this show is morphing into more than just the show. We had that discussion a couple times, right? So we have the show, but then because of the stuff that we talk about and because of the stuff that we post, other people in other countries are like, yo, that's us.
Right.
We got people talking about I'm a real brother too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Black is black.
When you black anywhere, you black everywhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So my whole message is I'm trying to unite my people. I don't care where they live. Right. They can live in Africa. They can live in Canada. They can live in Europe. I don't care where they live. If our roots are from Africa.
Right. Absolutely.
That's first and foremost.
Right.
So we should all be coming together because if we all come together, things will start changing because unity is power.
Right. Absolutely. Now, somebody said, you could be, but I understand your point that being pro-black doesn't necessarily mean that you're anti anything else. And I agree with that. Shahida said, wow. And I do agree with that. Being pro family doesn't mean that you crapping on anybody else's family.
Right.
I think sometimes people use that as a way to try to make you feel guilty about your point of view.
Supporting your own people.
Loving yourself
and
your own folk. I think sometimes people can use that. Some people can use that to make you feel bad about trying to. This one's kind of long. I don't know if I can read that. I don't have my glasses on. Pro-blackness as anti-white individuals is scapegoating. White supremacy puts us either or binaries. So to say pro-blackness is automatically anti-white people is a reflection of white supremacy in itself, if that makes sense. I understand, which is what I kind of said.
Yeah,
right.
That makes
right.
sense.
All right, so God, let's get into these topics, man. Where you want to go, man?
Before you do, just let me give a little quick 2 sentences on.
You forgot you again, God damn.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes I'm an afterthought, and I'm cool with that too. I'm the dude that's sitting in the corner and chill and be on the low. Listen,
I got you back, man.
As far as what he was saying, I'll be quick and real brief, and then we get into the topics. And that's listen. I'm pro-black, right? I'm pro-black, 100%. I'm also pro-human, right? I love human beings, right?
Absolutely.
I don't like being around people, but listen, I am pro-human being. And the thing is, when we have so many other parts and pieces of our society that don't really support the black experience or black people or black culture unless it has an impact on them, unless they can benefit from it, right? So when you got that mixture of people who we don't necessarily, there's no way that I think there's hate. Black people are inherently loving people and peaceful people.
I agree
And
with that.
what I think is, at the cost of peace and at the cost of love, we are willing to express ourselves through whatever means necessary to obtain peace and love. And at times that has to be war and violence.
Check
And
this
so
out. Go ahead. No, finish. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to just drop that little quick line on my thoughts on that topic. And I'm not anti-white. I don't hate anybody. I'm all for love. I'm all for peace. But I also have to say that my Black life matters, and the world doesn't seem to believe that. And in order for me to express that, sometimes it's got to come out in the form of, you know, some other show.
I love myself.
Maybe antisocial, or it may not necessarily look like love, but you know, when you force people's back against the wall, we're gonna come out some kind of way. And in our instance, it's so there you have it. That was just my. I just wanted
and
to
I'm gonna
drop
tell you, and I'm gonna just piggyback on that for a second. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you the evidence that you can tell that Black people are a peaceful, loving, and docile people.
Docile.
Because if
docile.
No, wait. I'm talking about docile.
Is that what you did, guy?
I'm talking about docile. Wait. Let me finish. When I say docile, I mean calm. Like, I'm not gonna just fuck with you if you don't fuck with me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like docile, like just cool, calm, and collected.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. And the thing is, the proof of that is the fact that they could put us in slavery in the first place. Huh? Think about it.
Right.
Think about somebody coming through your door right now saying, "Hey, you gotta come with me, man. We got some work for you overseas." You're gonna be like, "Man, you don't get the fuck out of here," right?
Right.
Am I right? It wasn't that simple. They had weapons, and you know, and not only that, they bargained.
Somebody said docile ain't it?
Right, that's what I said. Yeah.
All right, cut the docile part. All right,
that docile is wrong. You like
peaceful and loving. Can I get a peaceful and loving?
I said docile.
Can I get a peaceful and loving? Can I get a peaceful and loving?
Peaceful and loving.
I'm all for all of that. You know what I'm saying?
All right. All right, yeah. Somebody else said docile ain't it at all. Laugh out loud. All right. So God, where you want to go, man? We got Haiti. We got Black African commandments. We got how do you know that you're getting older? And should social media be regulated? Where you want to go?
I want to go with those Black commandments. I think I want to go with
Pan-African commandments. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Pan-African commandments. Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's the Pan-African commandment, but it's the Black code.
I think what you want to do before we go into it, can you just take maybe a minute and read through them real quick so everybody knows what we're talking about?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I can do that. Let me pull it up real quick.
I think he had to find this. We got to kill some time for a minute.
I don't got them joints memorized or nothing, but I'm pulling it up right now. I didn't know you was gonna put me on the spot like that.
So while he's looking, guys,
here we go. No, I got it right here. I got it.
Okay.
I keep it nearby. I got it. All right. So we do not steal from one another. We do not kill one another. We do not sell or offer drugs to one another, except as weed. We do combine our dollars and buy collectively as a group. We protect our own, women and children first. We educate our own at every chance. We do not fight one another. Brothers protect and build up one another. Sisters protect and build up one another. Brothers protect and build up sisters. Sisters protect and build up brothers. We look for every opportunity to start our own businesses serving the needs of our people first. And that's the Black code, which should be our Pan-African commandments.
Okay. All right, God, what are your thoughts, man?
I like them. I like them a lot. It's very similar to the 10-point system of the Black Panthers. I think it supports love. It supports Black people. I agree with 90% of it. I think we could deviate a little bit here and there from some of them. One of them specifically is we join our dollars collectively, which I'm all for it. But in some instances, I'm gonna be off the self. Right, everything that I do ain't gonna be for.
What don't you like about that part? Like if a group of black people came together for a business venture, if we started doing that more regularly, you know, I think our financial statuses would be a lot better.
I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all. What I was saying was perhaps I didn't word it correctly, in moderation or to a degree, because I still want to have, since we live in a capitalistic society, I still want to have an opportunity to gain financially, personally. You understand?
Oh, no doubt.
I'm all for
it didn't say
group.
that you couldn't.
Right, I know. That's what I'm saying. It didn't say you couldn't, but it didn't specifically say or encourage it either.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. The system sounds. There's some gaps that could be filled. That's all.
All right. Okay.
All right. So what do you think, Nike? What are your thoughts on it, man?
Hey, when I first read that, I was like, that's beautiful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if we as a people, as black or people of African descent, if we started to live our lives by these simple rules, we wouldn't have the black on black crime rate would go down. You know what I mean? People's financial statuses would rise. You know, we would have more family oriented people. You know what I mean? Brothers protecting sisters, sisters protecting brothers. You know what I mean? We would have it. We would have a different culture than girls shaking their ass everywhere, you know what I mean, and disrespecting themselves, and because you would have brothers, instead of jamming a few dollars in their drawers, you would have brothers saying, you know what, sister, you need to cover that up, and come on, let me. No, I'm saying let's go have dinner, or let's go have something to eat. Let's go.
But let's be honest though. If you talk about entrepreneurship, if that person says, okay, you know what, I can make money doing that, then you got to accept it. You know, we can't say that some of it is okay and some of it is not. If a person, if that woman says that, let me say this. You respond, both of you. If that woman says I can make money on stage on this pole and do stuffing these dollars, and I'm an entrepreneur, they stuffing these dollars in my strap or whatever they wear, you got to accept that, right?
You ain't never been there.
What you think? Hey, what? It's entrepreneurship, man. I'm like, pass that number and go ahead and shake it. But what'd you say, guy?
All right. So first off, I want to slide back to you. You slid something in there a little bit, TL. You were saying, you indicated that there would be a reduction in black on black crime. I don't think that we should prescribe to the notion that black on black crime is a thing. It's no such thing, right? Blacks
no such thing as black on black crime.
Hey, I gotta correct you on that, guy.
Somebody said that too.
Wait. You can't correct me on it. You can't correct me on it. The reason you can't correct me on it is because that number one is a term that was created by a system that was designed to criminalize black people, right? And the rates that black folks commit crimes against black folks is in line totally. It runs parallel with the rates that whites commit crimes against whites, Asians commit crimes against Asians, Latina, Latinx, Latino commit crimes against the same. There's no such thing. Is what I'm saying.
God, but just because that doesn't mean it doesn't happen, though, guy.
I'm not comparing other races. I'm not saying
that doesn't mean
anything about white on white crime. What I'm saying is, if we live by those rules, then black on black crime. I'm not talking about the term. I'm talking about the actual black on black crime would be decreased. You get what I'm saying? So, the second thing that same thing says is we shouldn't kill each other. So if the guy that killed my son was living by that rule, guess what? My son would still be here.
Right, but see, you got to factor in that we're humans. And none of us is going to be human. We're all fallible. So in making mistakes, eventually there are going to be some crimes committed against other human beings, whatever race, I get that. But I'm not concerned now about other races.
This my thing,
I'm not concerned about white on white crime. I'm not concerned about Asian on Asian crime. What I'm concerned about is black face doing dirt to another black face. That's the only thing I'm talking about.
To echo what Terry's saying though, just because if a black person does harm to another black person, that doesn't mean that black on black crime doesn't exist. It's still a black person causing harm on another black person. Now, and it doesn't make a difference who coined the phrase. That doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Black on black crime exists. I mean, and the statistics show that
just like white on white crime exists. You know what I'm saying?
But the statistics show that with any race, you're more likely to fall prey of a crime being committed.
Somebody of your own race, right?
Of your own race, right? So therefore, white on white crime, black on black crime, Asian on Asian crime. I mean, because that's who you're around. So
right, but I wasn't talking about decreasing crime in the Asian community. I wasn't talking about decreasing crime in the white community. I was specifically, we were talking about these commandments, right?
Right.
So, and I was talking about living by this code. If we live by this code, then it would decrease.
I mean, but Nike, I think even with those commandments, those commandments are more like something to shoot for.
You looking for something that's going to be like a perfect world, right? And we're not going to have a perfect world. Adam, his Cain and Abel committed a sin. One brother killed another brother. You're going to live with murder, period, right? So I don't think, even if we all adopted those commandments, you're still going to have one black person.
By nature, human nature, right?
But I didn't say it would get rid of it altogether. What I said is it would decrease it.
I don't think you disagree with each other.
I buy into it. I don't want brothers killing brothers. I don't want black men killing other black men. Listen, I wish we could say, and if we could take those rules and apply them, and find a way.
Why can't we?
It's aspirational. I think that it's aspirational.
Why can't
because hear me out, Nike. What I'm saying is that that's almost like the 10 Commandments. If everyone agreed and adopted the 10 Commandments, you're right, there'll be no more murder. But it's not reality. Human nature dictates that you have some people that are going to go out there and kill somebody for whatever reason. So all of it, the list you read, the Pan-African Commandments, it's aspirational.
So fuck it, then we should just give up. Then fuck it. We should just go out. Hey, we all can be murderers.
No. Listen, aspirational means it's something to shoot for, and I think that's what God's saying. If we all would adopt it, you're right. You're talking about living in a perfect world, but unfortunately, we don't.
No, I'm not talking about living in a perfect world. What I'm talking about is adopting these rules in your life to make your world better.
And we agree, like, no one is going to disagree with that. But what we're saying is that is aspirational. That's something to shoot for. But is it realistic?
In my mind, yes.
Well, because
if I'm willing to live by them rules, then I know I'm not the only one that's willing to live by them rules.
But
right?
But listen to what you just said. You said I, and you're right. But God made us all differently. We all have different things that drive
because
us.
I can only speak for myself.
Exactly. So therefore,
there's people listening to us right now who's like, you know what? He got a point. I can live my life like that too.
But you also have some people out there that don't agree with that. That's saying if I can shoot somebody else to take advantage of a situation, I'm going to do it. Right. And I'm not talking so they're aspirational. And no one
is people out here that don't give a shit what you say.
Absolutely,
I get that, but I'm not talking to them. What I'm talking to is the people. Like, if we can save one person from going out here killing each other, then we did what we came here to do.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I
Somebody
can't speak
said
for everybody. I can only speak for me. But hopefully, in me speaking for me, somebody else will hear it and be like, you know what?
I can rock with that.
I'm good with that.
All right. Now somebody said distinguishing black on black crime is a distraction. It makes it seems like our crimes against each other are particularly distinguishable from harmful or harm. I don't understand what that means. What are they saying?
I think she's going back to the term that of black on black crime and how it was originated and what it's used for, right? What its purpose was, and by us continuing to use that term, we perpetuate that ideology that there is such a thing as black on black crime when there is not such a thing as
But
black
see,
on
that
black.
term is a
So,
distraction.
guy, you don't think
You
there's a
don't
term black
focus
on
on
black
the
crime?
term. Focus on what we're saying around that term.
But the
Well, I
term
mean,
isn't positive, and it doesn't when it's spoken, it's not. It can never be used in a positive way. But you never
but
hear
is
the
it real?
counterpart. You never hear. No, it's not, because you never hear the opposite. You never hear the opposite end of the pendulum where it is white on white crime. Have you ever heard that phrase? Have you ever heard folks talk about white on white crime?
You know what?
Have you ever heard folks talk about Asian on Asian crime? You won't and you don't. And the reason is because the focus was intended to criminalize, or at the very least put fear in the populace of black people. That's it. Period. That's what black on
Oh, I get
black
what you're saying.
crime
I
is
get,
I
designed for.
understand.
yeah,
I
I get what
understand
you're
that.
saying. I get that.
I understand that. I mean,
I
but
get that.
so okay. So that's you questioning the term. You're not saying that it doesn't exist. You're just saying the term is not equally. It's not fairly used. That's what you're saying, right?
Not used anywhere other than
Okay.
it's directed at black people.
Right, because you don't hear nobody saying white on white crime. I get
any
that. I
other
get that.
race or nationality or ethnicity.
I
So
got
because that, there's only one way that you can look at that term, and it's got to be in the context of race and
Right.
that's the only way you
Can I rephrase it? Can I have a chance to rephrase it?
Go ahead.
Yeah, please.
It will decrease crime and violence in our neighborhoods. Is that better?
Okay.
I mean, I'm saying the same thing, but like without that negative term. All right, I get that.
Somebody said it makes black people seem more violent. I guess I looked at it from a position that kind of what you said, Nike. If I'm saying I don't care about any, let me rephrase that. If I'm truly concerned and only concerned about what's happening in my community, that's where my focus is. I'm not focusing on other houses. I'm only concerned about the violence that's happening in my house, and we need to get it together.
Right.
No, you can't do that.
You can't do that. Who are you
Say it
asking?
again, guy.
Who is that? Who is that question addressed to?
Both of you. I mean, if I'm only concerned, or if my primary concern is the crime that happens in my own community, and I say I'm tired of this black on black crime, I mean, is that wrong?
I think to use the term, I think
you just use the term again, though.
The term can be harmful, it can be misleading, and I think it can be dangerous. The reason I think so is because unless you're willing to at some point state what's obvious, which is those same crimes are committed in other communities by those community members too. But if you only use the phrase black on black crime, you're perpetuating a term that was designed to criminalize black people. That's all
what
I'm
somebody
saying.
else said. The particular language is harmful to black people, and there's a reason you only hear it with black people. That's what somebody. Did one of y'all type that up, or was that one of the listeners? That's what I was saying.
Say what? No, that was from a listener.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, click on the link, y'all. We want y'all to join in. All right, you ready to move on, man?
I am, sir.
All right, Night. We got Haiti.
Right.
We got how do you know you're getting older? Somebody responded to that already. And we got I've been drinking.
You like Shoshi.
It's like Peter Piper picked a peck of Peter Peppers.
Like, listen at this dude.
Should social media be regulated? Where you
Is that the next
go,
topic? Is that the next topic?
No, you choosing one. Where you want to go?
Oh, I'm choosing one?
Yes.
Well, you know what I'm going to choose.
Which one?
I want to talk about our brothers and sisters in Haiti.
Okay. What about it?
Well, you tell me. You said you had a way that you wanted to phrase the question on the show tonight.
Well, my question was, Haiti, what should our response be, if any?
What should our response be?
If any? Because some people are saying, look, pull our troops in and don't get involved with the business and the goings on in other countries, period. So some people are saying we shouldn't be involved. So again, my question is, Haiti, what should our response be, if any?
You know why they're saying that we shouldn't have a response at all?
Why is that, Nike?
Huh? Do I really have to say it?
Yes.
Who's saying we shouldn't have a response?
Huh?
Who's saying we shouldn't have a response?
I don't know, Stace. Who said we shouldn't have a response?
No, you said that, Nike. We losing the guy.
Oh, wait. Say it. No. Your question was, what should our response be, if any?
Right.
So I said the reason that our response is people are saying, we shouldn't respond.
That's what I was saying. Who are those people that are saying?
Stacey said that people said that the government. You don't remember? You just said that. You said the government. People are saying that the government shouldn't respond.
What?
So I was
that
commenting on
just to put it in context. I was saying that some people believe that the United States government and military, etc., shouldn't be involved in other countries.
So Guy said he's asking the question. What people are you talking about?
No, just some people. So I think I'm getting lost.
All right.
Okay, Mike.
Look, we get off track. But what I'm saying is, the people that's saying that are only saying that because those people are black or those people are brown. You know what I'm saying? So you never hear about people having a hard time coming over the border from Canada. Do you?
Wait a minute. Wait, I don't understand what you're saying.
You never hear people having a hard time coming over the border from Canada.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. True, you have.
So we have people coming here. First off, their president got assassinated. Their economy is in the toilet. People can't work. People can't eat. They starving. They had earthquake, hurricane. People are in misery over there. So they're trying to come over here where some people have family and like, look, you can come over here because it's not as bad, and you can have a fresh start.
Right.
Stacey, people travel thousands of miles. Just think about how desperate your situation has to be if you're willing to travel thousands of miles, not knowing really what you traveling, what your plight is whenever you get to where you're trying to go. Just imagine the mindset you have to have, or how bad it has to have, how bad it has to be for you to even do something like that.
Right.
And then once you get here, people are telling you, no, you got to go back to that misery, or they telling you, here, live in this cage until we send you back. You know what I'm saying?
Nike, so you say all that to say, what should our response be, if anything? What should our response be then? Yeah.
This country is a nation of immigrants. They should be welcomed with open arms, just like everybody else. Right. You don't hear them saying that to German people. You don't hear that saying that to Italian people. You don't hear that saying to, Polish people.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So, it's upsetting, man. Like, I hate to see people treated that way.
Yeah,
I hate to see Mexican people treated that way.
Right.
How you gonna take somebody's baby? How you gonna take a woman's baby from her?
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, so Guy, what do you think, man? Should the United States have a response to this, and what should it be? I mean, should we, because now the other side of that is that we are supposed to be a country of laws. So there is a legal way to come into the country. So do you relax those laws and and allow people to break the law? And I don't mean just Haitians, but any people come in. You know what I mean? So, I guess that's the other side of the coin. So what is your response to that, Guy? What should our response be?
Our response should be fucking laws.
I can't hear you.
I can't hear you. Say it again.
I said I think that our response to whether or not we should get involved and regarding the laws should be fuck those laws. And part of the reason is based biblically, because if you realize it, you know, the I think the Bible, the Quran as well, says that we need to look out for three specific classes of people: the immigrant, the orphan, and the widow. Right? The immigrant. That's somebody that we need to look out for. That's somebody that's seeking asylum in your country because, like you said, their politics are like in topsy-turvy, upside down. You know, the president was just assassinated. You got gang violence over there going bananas, right? They're the most impoverished country in this hemisphere of the globe, right? Now, and mind you, let's run it back a little bit to the late 1700s, early 1800s. That was the wealthiest.
Absolutely.
The wealthiest country in this hemisphere, right? So they went from
and they were governed by their own people too. Don't forget that.
Right. So they went from being the wealthy when they were under French rule, right? And even afterwards, until the French was awarded a penalty against the Haitians to pay reparations to the French for losing their property, which were the Haitian people. Right? So when there was value in Haiti, everybody wanted a hand in Haiti until the value, which was the people, decided you aren't going to use me in that way anymore. Right. So now you lost the value in Haiti and you treating it like a shithole. But for as long as you could exploit those people in that land, right, you was all for it. But today you got this whole new situation where, you know, we don't want to help them. We're going to whip them at the fucking border with, patrols on horseback, you know, reminiscent of antebellum or slavery, or, you know, it's insane the way that we decide.
So my question is though, guys.
What I'm saying, Stace, fuck them laws.
See, and actually, I'm glad you repeated that, because as a person that's closer to the law than Terry and I, how do you say forget the law though? Because because then how do you pick and choose? I can hear if you say change the law, but to say forget the law, that's what the people that's been running roughshod over this whole thing for a little while been saying. They've been saying forget the law, we're gonna do what we can do. You don't have a let me say this last thing, Knight. Let me say this last thing. If you don't have, if we're not governed by laws, don't you have anarchy though? I mean, how can you say forget the laws? If that's the case, why have laws?
All right, okay. So listen,
every law is not a just law, Stacey.
It's not a moral law, it's not an ethical law, and it's not a godly law, right? And we don't need, listen, some laws need to, I think, challenge some laws that are not for the benefit of mankind. Those are laws that we need to look at and revisit whether or not they should be laws that are on the books. Not disregard though, right? Look at and revisit.
Listen,
fuck them laws. And I say that because I'm going to fall on the right side of history, right? Just like if this was say 1795, when slavery was legal in this country and there were laws that protected slaveholders and slavery and their property, right? I would say fuck those laws. I think it's unfortunate that we have a set of laws.
Change those laws. They didn't. Don't. So are you saying the laws shouldn't be enforced?
If there's
not all laws, it states if a law is immoral, if a law is not just, then fuck that law.
We know that it's a law that's you know, just detrimental to humankind. Come on, like we're talking about people who are migrating from a country where there's civil unrest, there's political unrest, there's violence in the streets, there's poverty rampant. This is a third world country, borderline, really. I mean, and it's also they're reeling from a natural disaster. They had an earthquake not long ago, you know,
and a hurricane.
Hurricane. Maybe it was a hurricane, not a. Maybe I made that part up. But
no, it wasn't. It was an earthquake and a hurricane they had over there.
There was a natural disaster, right? So these people are suffering and they're seeking asylum in a country where, you know, and these people, if you look at some of the images that came out over the past week and a half or whatever, some of those images were just people with bags with what appeared to be containers of food, bags and containers of water that they were trying to get to their loved ones who are living under a fucking bridge.
Right.
Imagine that. You living under a bridge and
I mean,
the people
and getting harassed by white men on horses.
But and you living under a bridge. Like, how much worse can it get?
But is there a line though? Looking at it from the other side though, is there a line, or do you just say anybody who's experiencing turmoil in your country, like you, to use your term, forget the law, slide on over?
It says, give me your tired, you're hungry, your masses, all of that shit. That's America.
God, but there's still, but God,
Stacey,
go ahead, Knight.
Do you believe in extenuating circumstances?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
There's gray in every situation.
These people are going through extenuating circumstances.
You ain't
letting me finish.
Okay.
So you said you believe in extenuating circumstances, right?
Absolutely.
So these extenuating circumstances that God was talking about, like the natural disasters,
right?
The gangs, the corrupt government, people starving. Those to me sound like extenuating circumstances.
Right. True. They are. Now listen.
That's what that sounds like.
I agree. So, now let me. I'm gonna sound like a Republican. Okay, go ahead.
I wish I had room at my house.
All right, listen. All right, now I'm gonna sound like a Republican, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I do understand it. I do understand it. If you don't have laws that you abide by, then why have laws? Even people that are going through those types of incidents, Nike, and I agree with you 100%. There's still a way. There's still a legal way to do that, though. You get in line, you fill out the paperwork, and you work your way through the system. I mean, okay, look at it this way. Let me ask you both, and I want you both to respond to this. There's somebody that's struggling on the outside, right? One person that's outside destitute. You bring that one person into your home and you say, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to feed you. I'm going to clothe you and make sure you're good. Now, what do you do when there's 1,000 people outside your door? You need, in order for you to have a home, in order for you to have a stable home, you need to be able to say, okay, you know what? I need to be able to bring these people in an orderly manner so that when they come in, I can make sure they have everything. I have enough food. I have enough, because if you let 1,000 people come in at one time, what does your house become? A project.
I agree with that, but what I'm saying, Stace,
you heard that guy?
I agree with that completely.
See what the iced tea does?
I agree with that completely, but I also agree with extenuating circumstances.
I agree with that.
So they shouldn't have to. So these people are at death's door. Some of them ain't eating. Some of them don't. You know what I mean? They don't have nowhere to live. All that. So wouldn't it be morally right for them to offer them a place to stay, food to eat,
but you're not addressing what I'm saying tonight.
Until they can be processed instead of riding horses with fucking whips.
No, I agree with that. You know what I'm saying?
That's the only thing I'm saying. Like, okay, it is a process. I get that.
And so you agree with me though.
But this is the richest country in the world, Stacey. There is no logical explanation why these people should be living under a bridge. First of all, why they should be harassed by law enforcement. They should be. Why can't our government build a facility to hold these people?
What? 15,000 people, Night? It's 15,000 people that came basically in a matter of a week. So build a facility to house 50, to not only house, feed, clothe, bathe 15,000 people. All I'm saying.
They build stadiums to play football.
Let me say this, Night.
They build stadiums to play football, and that's just a game.
You say what?
They build stadiums to play football, and that's just a game.
Like not in a week. Not in a week. not in 1 week.
I
do agree. No, hear me out.
never
Hear me
said
out.
that.
Like, hear me out. I agree. The person that rode on that horse, and we talked about this before we came on. The person that rode around on that horse, hitting those people, there ought to be consequences for that, because that was wrong. But all I'm saying is that there still has to be an orderly way to handle this. You can't just say anybody that feel like they're having a tough time, just come in. It has to be controls. No, guy, am I wrong, guy?
It has to be controlled, right?
What I say is, listen. First, we gotta put your scenario in a true context. You saying if I'm at home and it's that one person, can I bring them in? If it's 1,000 people, can I bring them all in? Let's put that in the context. The population of America is like 338 million people.
Right.
So 15,000 people ain't even a drop in the bucket. And not only that, and what I think is this, right? We've known about the crisis at the border since before Trump became president, since before Obama was president. We've always had crisis at the border. And that being the case, we should have been prepared for 15,000 people coming across the Mexican border. We've seen a lot more than 15,000 people across the Mexican border. We should have been prepared for that. So for us to say we aren't prepared for that, bad America, shame on you, because you knew it was coming. You knew these people was dealing with this. Everybody knew that their, politics were going to be
at the border forever, right?
After they assassinated the president, everybody knew that they experienced a natural disaster that killed hundreds of people over there, and we didn't provide any aid for them. And everybody knows about the violence that's permeating over, or had permeated over there, and now it's boiling over. So no, shame on America for not being prepared.
Yeah, and I just touch on what
if it was Nova Scotia, if it was Scotland, if it was Ireland, if it was the Netherlands, if it was any one of those European countries, we would know how to handle it. We would know how to deal with 15,000 people coming in. We could put 3,000.
15,000 people is really not a lot of people.
Put them on cruise ships just sitting somewhere chilling. We could put them in stadiums. It's a million things we could do, but it's not up
just
to
like
us.
Lynette said. How many empty malls and buildings and hotels do we have sitting empty?
How long would it take if you start saying anybody who's having difficulty at home can just come in and join in?
That's not what we.
You talking about 15,000? You talking about 15,000 people in a matter of a week? How long is it going to take?
You keep moving the goalposts.
No. Let me finish my statement.
That's not what we said.
How long is it going to take for a stadium, using God's example? How long is it going to take for a stadium to become filled to capacity if you letting 15,000, 20,000 people come in a matter of a couple weeks? Y'all, how y'all making me into the Republican? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'm gonna say, what Stacey sound like. I'm gonna tell you what Stacey sound like. You ever hear the phrase "There goes the neighborhood"? Stace, wow, bro.
Yeah, bro, who you banging around, Stace?
What about it?
God damn.
I'm saying,
look, just like Lynette said,
y'all gave me these iced teas. I know what y'all did. Y'all told my
gave him that Republican iced tea. He's drinking on that Republican iced tea. You better put that shit down. You better put that shit down.
Y'all gave me iced teas.
But look, like Lynette said, how many empty malls and buildings and hotels and all this shit we got around the country that's just sitting there rotten?
But Nike, it's not that easy.
We waste.
Nike, those places are probably.
Tell me why that's not easy.
I'm gonna answer that. Those places are privately owned. So how would you feel if you had a rental property that you didn't get it? You didn't get a chance to get anybody in that property yet, and the government tell you, "Oh yeah, Terry,
recently purchased property."
You didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish my statement. You got a rental property that you own, that a 15-unit property, and the government say, "Oh yeah, Terry, there's nobody in there. We're gonna take that and put some people that's escaping from El Salvador. We're gonna put them in your place."
You know damn well that ain't what I'm saying. You know damn well that ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying if somebody just bought a building, people are renovated and all that, of course they're not going to use that. But you know how many buildings that are sitting out here abandoned and nobody is owning them or nobody is using them? And if the government would it come to a business owner and say, okay, I see that you don't,
Okay.
we'll buy this building from you. And then once they buy it, they can do whatever they want with it.
Right. Agree. All I'm saying is, now let me say this before we go to the next topic. I agree that the way that they handle this situation is not right, but I still do believe that there is, and there has to be, an orderly manner. You laws are there for a reason, because we don't like it when the
law and order, man. Stace, you said that in one sentence. Law and order, bro. I heard you. That's the dog whistle. What you doing, Stace?
Yeah, man. Yo, you on the wrong. Yo, we gotta get Stacey on another podcast or something. Wait. Hey, we had to push Stacey on. He interviewed for Fox News. Yo, now that we worldwide, he interviewing for Fox News.
Stacey on Law and Order.
What my man doing?
Stace, come on,
no, I'm just saying. Listen. See,
we're gonna have an intervention after this, man. We gotta have an intervention.
Oh, who said that? Y'all gotta give Stacey some support.
We gotta have an intervention after this.
Hold up. I know I'm not the only one that think this. All I'm saying is that
you was about to make a Republican statement. You over with, bro. You coming out.
Listen, yeah.
Yo, he gonna zip this up and send it along with his resume when we get done.
Listen. What they say, they call this the true serum, right? So, listen, all I'm saying is that I agree with y'all. The way that they handled the situation was wrong. Them cats riding on the horses doing that, fired. Period. But I do believe on the other side that there has to be controls. There has to be a way.
We're not saying that shouldn't be any controls. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is there are extenuating circumstances where the controls can eat a dick.
Stacey want that Law and Order. Stacey want that Law and Order.
He won't be up there on them horses.
Before the show's over, we're gonna hear Stacey say, "Them people."
Yo, we're gonna have to have an intervention after this, man. For real. We have an intervention.
All right, okay.
Let's go to the next topic.
We're going to the next topic.
We're going off the rails now.
All right, Night. Oh, wait a minute. So who is this on me? The two questions are, how do you know that you're getting older? And should social media be regulated? So is that on me?
Yeah, that's on you.
All right. You know what? I'm going to go with the regulated thing. Should social media be regulated? I think, and I understand what they're saying. They were talking about it last week. How they did like some kind of a poll, and they asked. They talked about how Instagram is negatively affecting teenagers like crazy. It's, people wanting to commit suicide because they're saying that social media is not a realistic representation of what life is. So people see what's being posted, and that's what they ascribe to. But should it be regulated? My answer to that, I think it should, because I think that if once you start, affecting, the way people interact and things like that, with each other, and I think that you, as a business, if you're putting something out there that's harmful to the masses and is proven, like cigarettes and things like that, I think that I'm not against the government stepping in and saying that there should be some types of regulation for that.
All right, I got 2 words to say about that. Fuck that.
What you mean, Knight?
Because, okay, so as the producer of a podcast, I don't want the government to be able to come and tell me, well, you know what? We don't want you talking to those people in Africa. We don't want you talking to people in Cameroon. We don't want you talking to these people because, we have conflicting interests. No, fuck that. I talk to who I want to talk to.
Right.
And here's another thing. If people are letting their kids be raised by the internet, that's on them. That's on them parents.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you can't be crying and say, "Oh, my kids are on this what is it? What's that? No, what is this shit?
What's that?
No, Instagram or whatever the fuck it is." All right.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, if you letting your kids be raised by these folks on Instagram, then that's your fault. It ain't somebody else's responsibility to tell your kids they ass from a hole in the wall. That's your job.
Right. All right, Guy. I got a response to that, Nike. What are your thoughts, Guy?
I think
a millennium is on here. I'm a millennium. Okay. I wish that person would join in so we could hear what they thought. How old is a millennium? How old is that?
God damn, Stace.
What's that? 30?
Yeah, under 30 and under.
Okay. All right, Guy. What were you about to say?
I think speech should be protected. I think Facebook should be, I guess, monitored or regulated the same as any other speech. Like, because you gotta be careful when it comes to hate speech. When it comes to speech that incites violence, when it comes to libel, slander, you can't just let anybody say anything, anytime. So yeah, to that degree, yeah, it should be monitored. It should be regulated.
Right,
but that's a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope, though.
It is like, see, but like, wait,
let me see.
Okay,
that's a slip. I'm gonna tell you the reason that's a slippery slope. So once you start easing in regulations on the internet, right? So what? Once you have these regulations, then what's to stop them from adding another regulation, and then adding another regulation, and then adding another regulation, and before you know it, you have lost your Second Amendment right to say whatever you want to say.
Now, Nike, what Nike?
I mean, your First Amendment right.
Right, I got you. But yeah, I agree with God though, Nike. I think that you can't. It's almost like yelling fire in the movie theater. I think at some point a platform has to be responsible for what's being put, for people using their services. Now, I'm not saying that everything that comes across that platform be curtailed, but I think once it's determined and proven that you have a lot of content that's detrimental to the masses, you have to step in. Because like you said, I mean, think about it. In Haiti, when what was that? Not the crying fields. Whenever the massacre happened in Haiti in the 90s, with the Hutus and the other factions, they were on the radio. No, in one of the countries, it was a country.
Talk about the Wu-Tang. All right, never mind. Go ahead.
There was a country when they started having civil war, but they were on the radio saying, "Go kill the Baptists." So what if all the Baptists?
You're talking about Rwanda.
Thank you. So, thank you. Somebody said that. Isn't that
Rwanda? You way off stage. You talking about?
I never said I was smart. I said I was okay, but I never said I was the sponsor of the room. But what my point is though, Nike, I think that if you have people on Facebook saying everybody need to go out there and kill 10 Baptists. Right. I don't think that they should be. I don't think anybody should be able to let that go.
That's the FBI job to investigate that. But let me tell you. Wait. Let me tell you why that's a slippery slope, right? Because everything you see on the internet is relative, right? Your perception of it is relative. A lot of the shit that I say, a lot of people might not like. So let's say if people were in authority, like in the government, and they all of a sudden they say, you know what? I don't like what them real brothers got to say. They getting these people riled up, or they getting these people unified.
True. So
they might say, you know what? You're a threat to whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then so now because of the way they perceive it, then they have the right. Then you're saying that you give them the right to tell me what I can say on the air.
All right,
You know
Guy,
what
you got a
I'm saying?
response. I got a response for that night, but Guy, you got something?
I think it's the same as what it was before, because I tried to make sure that I framed it in a way that it's what you guys are saying, which is there is some speech that is protected. So, and that's just, constitutional. And because that's the case, it's already regulated, right? So,
Right, like as far as hate speech and whatnot, right?
right. So it's already regulated. To what degree you talking about regulating it? I'm not quite sure, but I think we're at a point where I think when we start to slide past where we think we should be, somebody's litigating that. Somebody's ensuring that that's speech that is protected or isn't protected, or it can be, if somebody can make a claim against that speech or whatever. So, but I just don't think. I think that it should be regulated, it should be monitored, but only as far as our normal speech is allowed, and not any further than that.
Right. See, and I agree with that, man. I think that and that's not, we're not disagreeing with you, because it is a slippery slope, but it can't. I just don't think that it could be the wild wild west where you have the right, because of this platform and it's your podcast. I don't think that you have the right to get up there and say whatever you want to say, because again, you can cause
as long
riots.
as you're not preaching hate, why not? Or as long as you're not talking about murdering somebody or breaking the law,
but
why
again,
not?
Like, but then if that's the case, you're agreeing with what we say, then it should be regulated, right?
No,
you are, because okay. What about that person that is espousing hate? Should they be able to do that?
Then they should be investigated by the FBI or whoever does that type of
So
work.
should they be able to? Should they not? Should they be allowed to put it up there, or should they take it down?
If they want to get investigated by the FBI, they should leave it where it's at. You get what I'm saying? Like, huh?
What you're saying is it should be regulated.
No, I'm saying it shouldn't be regulated. They have the right to say what they want to say, but people have a right to act. Like law enforcement has a right to act on that. So if I say I'm going to set off a bomb, you know what I mean? I should expect the government to come in and be like, yo, blood, what's all this bomb talk? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not regulating. That's actually investigating.
The only time the FBI or the bomb squad is going to get involved is if there's been some law that's been violated. If there's been some act that is going to be committed or has been committed that's unlawful. So you saying it should be regulated? Otherwise, you would have
I'm
no
saying
need
it should not be regulated.
See, but I think the example that you just...
You should wipe away any instance where any agency can get involved, because the only time an agency is going to be getting involved is if there's a violation of some rule or there's, some...
Yeah, unregulated means without rules.
All right, well, here you go. Yeah, I got a trump card for that shit. Just don't regulate my shit.
If law enforcement should be alerted, you're describing regulation.
Would you say that? Just don't regulate my shit. That's what I feel about that. You can regulate whoever you want to regulate. Don't regulate my shit.
Here we go. We say, Guy?
I said we beat that horse to death. What's next?
We got that one. All right. We're going to the next one. Guy, we're coming back to you. All right. How do you know that you're getting older? Somebody said Hassan didn't say that. Go ahead, Guy. How do you know you're getting older? Now keep it. Now the kids aren't in bed yet. The kids aren't in bed yet. So you can't say I only got 2 minutes. You got to keep it low.
You can only go 2 minutes.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep
that's how you can tell you're getting older.
The kids not in bed yet, so no. Guy gonna say he been eating his watermelon. Hey, guy.
You be all right.
All right, Guy. How can you tell you're getting older?
When you get up to go to another room to do something, and by the time you get to the other room, you forgot what you was going to do, or you in the middle of a conversation with somebody, in the middle of a sentence, and you forget what you were saying in that sentence. That shit happens so freaking often. It's insane. So yeah, those are 2 ways I know.
Yo, all right. Listen to this. I agree with Guy. I was laughing with somebody the other day. I said you could tell we getting older because you got a bunch of grown men standing around swapping recipes, talking about how they cooking spaghetti and stuff. We getting older, man.
Hey,
or talking about
I got
how
one for you.
we all drinking
got one for
turmeric for back pain.
Yo, when you sprain a muscle just getting out of bed,
Damn.
that happened to me. It actually happened to me. I'm like, I couldn't even move my arm because my whole shit right here. And I just was like, damn, I just got up and
yo,
that's
hey,
crazy.
Nice. I'm doing exercises now because I was out maybe a year ago. I was out in the front yard with Savion and Stace throwing the football, and I think I messed up my rotor cup. So I'm doing.
Damn, I ain't got no rotor cup. What?
I mean,
you messed up your rotor cup? God damn!
Rotator cup. Rotator cup.
He messed up his rotor cup. God damn! I know that shit must have hurt.
I failed biology. What can I say, man? I failed biology. But yo, man, that's like a sure sign. Let me see. Lynette says everything hurts. That's right. Let me see.
You know when you're getting older, when you realize you're getting older, you have less and less fucks to give about any and everything.
Yo,
everything.
Nice.
When you got zero fucks to give, you don't even give a fuck how old you are. You don't give a shit
right, yeah.
I ain't trying to hear it. Yo, but that's a positive. I think that's a positive.
I do too.
I think that's a positive.
I know y'all skirting the subject, but don't leave out having to use the blue boys.
Who?
That's how you know how you getting older when your man ain't standing at attention like he should.
I eat watermelon. I be eating watermelon.
Yellow watermelon for you. You get that good shit.
I eat watermelon on a regular.
Yeah.
But I also got them blue boys as backup. Be taking them joints like M&M's, boy. Like, what's up? Where you at?
Ready? Round 3.
You ready?
Hey, right.
Let's get that.
Round 3.
Right, you know what
I mean? Yo, man. Yo, that's reality, man. That's reality. That's reality.
That's how you put a hurting on that thing, man.
All right. Who's this last person? All my clients call me Miss. Yo, yeah. And look at me like mother figure. Yo, I agree with that. I walk around to everybody like, hey, how you doing, Mr. Stacy? And at first I'm thinking, no, just Stacy. But then
that's
my man
you're
is
a Republican.
Huh?
They look at you like a mother figure too, Stacy.
You say what?
I said they look at you like a mother figure too.
No, yeah.
That's because you're a Republican.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Down now, but we about to have an intervention when we get off.
Me too. You read her comments and you said, yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah. Right, yeah. There you go.
All right. Anybody got any last parting words?
Yeah. I'm gonna start. Since God not a host, not like a stranger, he don't have to go first. No, I'm saying, God, normally we say this part for the new person, but that's not you anymore, so I can go first. I want to say, it's been fun today. I hope you took something from it. I hope that as you listen to us, it made you think and even challenge yourself with maybe a thought or something that you had. Because I think that that's what growth is all about. Hearing a different conversation and making you question or even having a different idea about a thought that you previously had. So again, I hope you got something from it, but also I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in.
I guess I'll go next so you can clean up the show. You want to clean up the show tonight, guy? Or
he clean up.
All right. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening to us, and I also want to thank all of our new listeners overseas,
all over the world,
and let y'all know that we thinking about y'all too. When we say real brothers, we mean we you're included too under the Real Brother umbrella. Our whole mission statement really is to bring awareness to our community and culture, and to try to get some unity so we can make moves, and we can, like I always say, once we are united, we'll be able to restore our place in this society and civilization. You know what I mean? And
Nice.
and that is my goal. That is my goal.
Welcome aboard. What's up, guy?
I just want to tell everybody, thank you for coming out. We appreciate having you. We appreciate you listening and engaging us and indulging us in this good conversation. And I just want to end off on, that same note, that theme that runs through all of our podcasts, which are peace and love, and us being the people. And the Constitution says it one way with a comma, and it says we, the people. But us Black folks want to say it a different way. We, the people.
Whoa.
Right. There you go.
Hey, guy.
And on that note right
You
there.
saved up for that one. Nice.
Yo, that's
Nice.
my man right there.
That's it.
On that note, we're gonna leave that to y'all to let that marinate for a minute.
Nice.
Like
Nice.
that. All right, we'll
Thank
talk to
y'all for
y'all
joining
next
us.
Sunday. And start telling your friends, your family, like us on Facebook. And also we have a YouTube channel that you can subscribe to, and our podcasts are available on every platform. So just check us out, and we thank y'all.
We the people.
We the people.